Section 14. The doctrine of no soul, Anatta. What is soul or self? What in general is suggested by soul, self, ego, or to use the Sanskrit expression Atman, is that in man there is a permanent, everlasting, and absolute entity which is the unchanging substance behind the changing phenomenal world. According to some religions, each individual has such a separate soul which is created by God, and which, finally after death, lives eternally either in hell or heaven, its destiny depending on the judgment of its creator. According to others, it goes through many lives till it is completely purified and becomes finally united with God or Brahman, universal soul, or Atman, from which it originally emanated. This soul or self in man is the thinker of thoughts, feeler of sensations, and receiver of rewards and punishments for all its actions, good and bad. Such a conception is called the idea of self. Buddhism stands unique in the history of human thought in denying the existence of such a soul, self, or Atman. According to the teaching of the Buddha, the idea of self is an imaginary, false belief which has no corresponding reality, and it produces harmful thoughts of me and mine, selfish desire, craving, attachment, hatred, ill will, conceit, pride, egoism, and other defilements, impurities, and problems. It is the source of all the troubles in the world, from personal conflicts to wars between nations. In short, to this false view can be traced all the evil in the world: self-protection and self-preservation. Two ideas are psychologically deep-rooted in man: self-protection and self-preservation. For self-protection, man has created God, on whom he depends for his own protection, safety, and security, just as a child depends on its parent for self-preservation. Man has conceived the idea of an immortal soul, or Atman, which will live eternally. In his ignorance, weakness, fear, and desire, man needs these two things to console himself. Hence, he clings to them deeply and fanatically. The Buddha's teaching does not support this ignorance, weakness, fear, and desire, but aims at making man enlightened by removing and destroying them, striking at their very root. According to Buddhism, our idea of God and soul are false and empty. Though highly developed as theories, they are all the same extremely subtle mental projections, garbed in an intricate metaphysical and philosophical phraseology. These ideas are so deep-rooted in man and so near and dear to him that he does not wish to hear, nor does he want to understand any teaching against them. The Buddha knew this quite well. In fact, he said that his teaching was against the current, against man's selfish desire. Just 4 weeks after his enlightenment, seated under a banyan tree, he thought to himself, "I have realized this truth, which is deep, difficult to see, difficult to understand, comprehensible only by the wise. Men who are overpowered by passions and surrounded by a mass of darkness cannot see this truth, which is against the current, which is lofty, deep, subtle, and hard to comprehend." With these thoughts in his mind, the Buddha hesitated for a moment, whether it would not be in vain if he tried to explain to the world the truth he had just realized. Then he compared the world to a lotus pond. In a lotus pond, there are some lotuses still under water. There are others which have risen only up to the water level. There are still others which stand above water and are untouched by it. In the same way, in this world, there are men at different levels of development. Some would understand the truth, so the Buddha decided to teach it.